The Trump administration appears to be hardening its line on Saudi Arabia. The key question is whether this is a shift in tone alone or whether it will amount to something of substance. Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and indeed a senior advisor to the president, came out on Monday in his first public comments and said that the administration has its eyes wide open when it comes to the Khashoggi incident, and that he has counselled Prince Mohammed, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who many people suspect to be somehow involved in the affair, to be fully transparent. Now, what happens next pretty much entirely hangs on what Turkey does, because Turkish officials for weeks now have been saying that they have audio, video, recordings, evidence of what actually happened inside the consulate, and that it is a great deal more grisly than the Saudi account, which alleges there was a fistfight. Essentially, that went wrong and Mr. Khashoggi died as a result of it. Now, President Erdogan of Turkey is due to speak on Tuesday and has said he will release full details. Now, that's rather interesting because after that, he and Mr. Trump appear to have spoken, and what they discussed at the moment is not yet clear. But if the Turks do have evidence and they are actually going to release it, that is going to be very difficult for Saudi and the US to maintain that this was not a plot, if indeed the Turks have any evidence that there was a plot that went on. The next key issue is, what does the US do about it? Now, Mr. Trump has now indicated that he would be on board with sanctions, and key that he wants to work with Congress over this. Now, that means that he's trying to make sure that he can still save an arms deal. He says that US-Saudi relations are worth $450 billion and that there's a $110 billion arms deal that he himself struck with Saudi when he went there on his first visit as president abroad last year. $14.5 billion of that has gone through the Senate so far, but there's a lot more to come, and some senators certainly are saying that they would like to block that arms deal and indeed halt US participation in supporting the Saudi-led coalition in Yemen, where a war is being waged against the Houthis, who the Saudis say are clear proxies of Iranian forces. So there is a lot more to come yet, and Mr. Trump's indications that he wants to work with Senate show that he is trying to tread a very, very fine line, maintain Saudi oil, maintain Saudi relations, but taking an increasing firmer stance against Saudi in public, certainly over this incident.